for any business, right, a small business out there, or any business that at all, when you start a business, what your goal is to have the best quality product at the best possible price, so that you can be competitive in the marketplace and you can draw in the most customers, right? I just described like business 101, right? That's like really super simple stuff of understanding. Okay, so what would you call it then if you have, let's say you have a business of some kind, and in order to get people to buy your product, you have to create a bunch of laws to force people to buy your product. What would you say about that business? All right, so the business itself no longer really has the motivation to make the best product at the best price, because, well, there's laws in force. What if you even went better, and the industry that you're in, right? You need to get the government to make a bunch of laws, not only to force people to buy your product, but maybe get rid of your competitors as well, right? So that way you're kind of the only game left in town. Yeah, this is why I point out that the shareholders of all these companies, right? Because that's what this comes down to. Shareholders want all these returns, and the problem is that, well, you're investing in companies that are no longer economically viable businesses anymore. They're not. You see people, they can't get people to buy their product, voluntarily anymore. More and more people, I mean, just look around you, right? We all see it everywhere, and I don't give a shit if you're on the left or right. We see this more and more, where there's a lot of folks that are starting to say, you know what, I want to buy maybe a healthier product, right? If it's something that you eat, you want to buy something a little bit healthier, right? Okay. Well, big companies don't like that, right? So, for example, I'll give you myself as an example. Okay, my wife and I, we buy beef, a cow at a time. Okay, there's a small local farm, and we buy, a whole beef at a time, and spend whatever. I think it's like, I don't remember what it is. It's like $3,800 or something like that. But that's us for the whole year. Okay, that's the entire year for us. Okay, well, actually, it's more than that. Now that I think about it, but my point is that, do you think that Big Agra wants to compete with that? Well, no, of course they don't. Of course they don't want to do that, because see, their shareholders are pissed off about it. Like, no, hey, we need to have profits coming in. So when I say fuck the shareholders, I mean fuck the shareholders. Who cares? What these people want. If they're going to create more laws, like at a certain point, you understand, you're going to have to look at this like a criminal. The way I tried to explain to you the other day. Okay, you're going to have to eventually look at life like that and say, well, look, I'm not participating in this anymore, and if you push me too much, I'm going to deal with you. You're going to have to just get that through your head. Okay, I don't give a shit who you are. You're going to have to start thinking about this. Even all you fucking feds out there. Okay, because I know there's a few of you that watch me, and I see some of the comments. And, even you guys, you understand this system doesn't give a shit about you either, right? You understand you're a means to an end. Okay? I'm talking to you fucking fed psychopaths out there. Even you. Okay, you are disposable, right? I mean, you may think that you're getting, you're taken care of now for the time being, yeah, but that's temporary. Eventually that's going to go away. So when your shareholders are, constantly saying to the company, lobby for more rules, more laws, more this, more that, to get rid of small businesses, you're effectively destroying the very country that you live in. In fact, all of the reasons that the country was so great, that the U.S. was such an awesome country, because it was an awesome country for a long time. You're destroying all of that, right? And you're doing it for money, of all things, right? And it's not even real money. It's money printed on nothing. It's not like you guys are getting thousands of acres of land freehold, okay? I mean, it's not like you're getting, shit, even Lex Luthor demanded Australia, as his fee, like the entire continent, you understand? And you guys aren't even getting 50 acres out of the deal. So, in other words, I'm calling you out for not only being shitty people, but you're also shitty people who don't even know how to fucking negotiate, right? I mean, you don't even know how to negotiate and get anything that's worth a goddamn thing in this world. And just a bunch of paper money isn't gonna do it. I'm all over the place on this, and it's deliberate because I'm answering 6 questions. I'm just doing it indirectly. But just understand that when, if you're trying to actually have any kind of voluntary type existence here, right, which is how you have to have that, by the way, if you want to have any kind of existence with anybody, if you want to coexist at all, you have to be somewhat voluntary. It's affected everything. It's affected everything to the point where, I mean, like, even the architecture is fucking hideous now. I was just on 25 in Colorado. Anybody north of Denver, if you go north on 25 outside of Denver, just before Fort Collins, you'll see on the left-hand side, if you're going north, these gray box, warehouse. I didn't think you could make a warehouse more fucking hideous. These guys, I mean, I don't know how the hell they did it. They made the architecture look like, just when gray boxes are pretty bad, but these are gray boxes with like slate appointments, and if you thought that a gray box looks like shit, these things look like wet shit. I mean, my God, I didn't think you could make architecture that hideous. Here we are. I drove back on 287. There's actually a church, of all things, right? A Christian church. It's a gray box. It's a gray box. It says such and such Christian church and everything, and it's a gray box. There's no beautiful architecture, nothing. McDonald's, all these businesses, they're all turning into gray boxes. They look like the Soviet fucking Union. I reference the Soviets all the time because that's exactly what's happening here. All in the name of having, the shareholders, meeting their second quarter profit projections. And it's like, well, but no, that's a good thing. We want to have those people have big profits. Like, yeah, but the reason you gain profits, if you understand in business, is because people genuinely want to continue to patronize your business. Now that is not the case. That is not the case for most mega corporations. Look at how many millions of people on TikTok, have been alienated. TikTokers, like regular people, like you, me, everybody, just regular folks. How many tens of millions of people have been alienated? How many tens of millions of people in this country, in the U.S., have been alienated by mega corporations? Fucking almost everybody. Like 90% of the fucking population, even the fucking boomers. Even they are being like, you guys are all screwed equally. You just don't know it yet. But I mean, like, look, even this is happening to everybody. So I'm just saying, like, you guys do whatever you want to do, but every time I get this kind of thing where, like, I'll get all these questions and I try to answer these things, and a lot of the stuff I've already covered. You just have to go back and find like old classic vintage videos I did a long time ago. A long time ago, internet time, which is like 4 months reality time, but in the internet time, that's like 7 years or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so there's a relativity that exists there.